Geometry Wars 1 was a stupid little mini game that was inside of a loading screen that actually ended up being more fun than the actual game it was in, at least in my opinion. Geometry Wars Evolved was a game to where they basically took the same exact game and prettied it up and made it absolutely fantastic for a score attack experience, and it was really, really great. Geometry Wars Evolved 2 was basically, let's take up this game and switch up all the mechanics. Now, Geometry Wars 3 is supposed to come back and be like, hey, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add this really crazy kind of hypnotic aesthetic to it and throw in some crazy dimensions. This is Geometry Wars 3 Dimensions Evolved. Michael here, and we're going to be checking it out. I am super excited to actually try this one. I've wanted this game for a while, and it's just kind of like fallen down the list on games to purchase because like I haven't had cash for a really long time. But I finally ended up getting it, and so we're going to get checking it out. Let's go ahead and go into single player. We're going to give it 15 or so minutes, and let's see what's going on. So there's adventure, ultimate, classic mode, hardcore mode, but let's do adventure. I have a feeling that this is going to be a fun little thing. What is this? So deadline, or, oh, so it has like different game modes and stuff like that? Oh, okay, I kind of expected that to happen considering Geometry Wars Evolved 2 had stuff. Wow, that's a great name. Okay, so I have a questionable friends list, so we're just going to ignore that. I'm not even going to censor it. You guys can enjoy it. So I have no idea like how this game plays. I assume it's just Geometry Wars. Use the left stick to move your ship. Fly through the gates as they appear in sequence. Oh, so this is gate sequence. Oh yeah, this was in the second one. The second game actually had this mode. You had to play this mode to unlock the classic mode, which was a little bit weird, but the pacifist mode was actually my favorite new mode in the second game. And that was actually really fun. Use the right stick to shoot enemies. Yeah, I already got that game. I'm pretty good at this game. I was actually really good at Geometry Wars. I remember all my friends would try to beat my high score and be like, nah, you ain't doing it, bro. And then somebody did. And I'm like, no, hell no. And they tripled the score in like a week. And I'm like, do it now. He never did. He never played it again. It made me sad. He never even noticed. I had to tell him about it. It was one of those moments where I was like, wow, I am self-entitled. Anyways, I kind of like the idea that the map is moving now, because one of the problems in the older games is that it was just a flat 2D plane. It always had this kind of weird aesthetic to where everything was kind of like exploding and everything like that. And that was really, really cool. I remember the black holes from the evolved version looked really, really freaking cool. And the classic version, it kind of looked cool as well because it had a really simple aesthetic. Like the original one was just a loading screen minigame, I believe. And I think I don't want to say it was Gothic. I'm not 100% sure if it was Gothic, but it might have been. I think it was Gothic. And basically, it was like this really simple, low-textured sort of minigame. They just used, geometric shapes because, well, it's simple. And it just seems like now I'm just killing everything. I don't even see any gates. I think it's just trying to give me like a tutorial thing, which is kind of nice. I kind of like that. It's just kind of giving me a way to play. Also, I'm playing a twin-stick shooter with the gamepad again. That hasn't happened in a while. The last time I was playing one, I was playing, whatchamacallit? So Android Cactus was the last shoot 'em up I played, or a top-down shooter that I played, and I was using the, I ran out of time. I was using the keyboard and mouse for that one, because that one actually had some mouse kind of control things that were really, really cool. Sweet. I didn't beat that person. That's fine. We're going to see their name throughout this entire thing, and that's going to make me sad. That is legitimately going to make me sad. That's fine. That's super fine. Let's just go ahead through here. I only have 2 friends that own this game. That is super depressing. I thought I would have had more, because I have a lot of friends that like score attack games, so this is like totally a score attack game. At least that's what from what I've read, and it seems like, there's a bunch of leaderboards and everything like that. They actually had an update to the leaderboards or something like that not too long ago. When an enemy is killed, a small green geome is left behind. Collect these geomes to increase your score multiplier. Yeah, I played Geometry Wars. They should always have like a toggle button in these sorts of games where it's like a sequel, and it should be like, hey, have you played one of these games before? Because we'll just skip all the mechanics that you already know. Although it is nice to have a refresher every once in a while, and it's super nostalgic just seeing those little tiny geomes. I mean, so far it is Geometry Wars. I've wanted Geometry Wars. They don't have Geometry Wars on PC, do they? Aside from this one? Like, I think this is the only Geometry Wars on PC, because I have a 360, and I have Geometry Wars 1 and 2 on it. Well, Evolved and 2. Not the first one, because I was on... Oops, I ran into something. Oh, this is one of the ones where you get lives, but you lose your multipliers, I think. Or do you? Actually, I don't even know. But regardless, we're going to keep going, because I'm not going to die intentionally. I'm going to beat that person. I'm not actually going to say it in words. I'm just going to let people read it themselves. It's fine. They're probably going to be mad at me. I didn't realize I was going to show Steam names. I wonder if I can actually turn that off, because I don't really like showing friend list names. I don't even know who that person is, to be honest. It's somebody who ended up changing their name. Here's the power-ups. I knew we'd get power-ups eventually. Is it score-based in this one like it was in the last one? I remember it was every like 400 or 300,000 points. No, it was 200,000 in Evolved, and then it was 300,000 because they upped the amount of multipliers you could get in the second version. And so basically it was every 300,000 in that one because it was so easy to get multipliers, but then they ended up disappearing quicker. I don't know. There's a lot of different small mechanical changes they ended up doing to that game. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. I didn't enjoy Geometry Wars Evolved 2 as much because they tried to make everything else except for the classic mode the kind of main point of it. And it wasn't like playing Geometry Wars. It was like playing some other game that used the same aesthetic and just happened to have a classic mode in it. And so that was a little bit disappointing. But I did love Evolved, and even after I had Evolved 2, I was always playing the Evolved version because it was just a simple score attack game. And obviously, if you actually watch my channel and stuff like that, I'm already enjoying this, so I already know I'm going to put it in other videos. But I record these ahead of time, and I don't actually know when they're going to release, so it might have already shown up on my channel before, so you might have already seen the game and everything like that. But I don't know, I'm enjoying this. I love it. Let's see. Cool. I didn't beat Patrick. Oh, no. Wait, yeah, I didn't beat Patrick. That's cool. Let's go to continue. So apparently they have star ratings and things like that, so that's something to do. Let's go ahead and try something else. Let's go ahead and go to, what is ultimate mode? Need 20 stars to unlock this mode. Well, dang, I have 4. What is bonus levels? Let's do bonus levels. Score as many points as you can, and score as many points as you can before time runs out. Well, they're both that way. All right, so I don't actually know what they are, so let's go ahead and do this one. Super states can provide a large boost in firepower. Okay. Cool. I don't actually know what we're supposed to be doing, but hey, let's destroy stuff. That's what Geometry Wars is all about. A little tiny geometrical shape destroying other geometrical shapes. Oh my god, is this an evil cube? Are we like fighting the evil cube? Is the evil cube our nemesis? The evil geometry cube against the whatever. I love the spin effect. Okay, so I just now realized when the ship kind of like turns around and stuff, it has like a 3D. Everything is 3D in this game, obviously. And so basically when it ends up kind of flipping around, it does that cool little 3D effect. I think that's super cool. It looks super nice. This game actually looks really, really nice. I love the aesthetic so far. I haven't actually seen the like weird cubes and things like that they have in the trailer. I have a feeling that's going to be in the adventure mode. Probably not the classic modes and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't really know the point of this one though. It seems like it said something about power states. I don't necessarily, I guess that was a power state. Oh, I ran into something because I was looking at the corners of the screen, and I'm fairly close to the screen when I end up recording, and I apologize for that. So I just didn't even see it. That's one thing that happened to me a lot in the older ones because I'd be looking at like a black hole and I'd be like, that looks so cool, and then just like it'll explode. This is one of those games to where when my mom's, because like I'd be playing on the 360, right, and my mother would look at it and be like, oh, that looks nice and everything like that. Like we'd have, you know, like what was it? King Kong, whatever that one was, the game that was supposed to be like revolutionary in graphics and everything like that, and it was based off the movie, and it was actually not a very good game, but hey, whatever, people enjoyed it anyways. I'd play that game, and she'd be like, oh yeah, it looks pretty good, and then like I'd play games like this, and she'd be like, that's the next level. And then that was it. It was like Hexic HD as well was another one to where she saw that and she's like, that's where it's going. Like that's where it's cool because they were able to add in so many different effects to just kind of polish everything up. It didn't look basic. It didn't look simple. It was just like, hey, we're gonna make everything shiny. Oh, here's the 3 dimensions. Oh, that is super cool. I wish I could see the enemies on the other side. I think that's one element they could have ended up adding, like make it transparent, but I can tell why they didn't, because that would obviously be a lot of noise, especially with how much noise I know we're going to end up getting in this game. And so maybe it's not that big of a deal, but it does actually add this element of kind of like, I don't know what's going to be over here, and adds in another Twitch element to it, which is actually kind of cool. I like that idea. I mean, I wouldn't have picked up the game if I hated the idea. I would have been like, whatever, I'm not really a big fan of it. And, you know, obviously I would have wanted to try it out, but hey, I kind of like it because it's kind of like adds that whole like I don't know what's going to be around this corner idea, which is actually something I like in a lot of these Twitch-based games. Now I don't like it when you walk around a corner and instantly die when you can't actually see anything, like if they had like sharp edges or anything like that, but it seems like, at least from the trailers and what I've seen so far, it's all going to be like these smooth edges and you're able to actually kind of see because the camera does, oops, I ran straight into that one, and the camera kind of moves dynamically with you, which is kind of nice. And so, yeah, that's kind of a thing. I guess the bonus levels are different shapes, maybe? I don't really know. I thought, because one had a flag, and so I thought it was going to be like a special mode or something, but I didn't really see anything different about it. So I don't necessarily know what's going on there. Maybe it needed a tutorial if there was a special mechanic. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. It's pretty cool, though. I like going back to the whole, ooh, here's the worm things. I hated those back in Geometry Wars Evolved. Because it was just like every time those things showed up, I'm like, hit the black hole, and then I hit the black hole and they get sucked in. I'm like, yes, I'm going to live another round. It was like, those were the things that always ended up getting me killed, which is fun. It's kind of weird now, though, because I haven't played one of these in so long. It's just like, I'm running into very stupid stuff. Because like I said, the last kind of top-down shooter that I played was Assault Android Cactus. And basically, the Assault Android Cactus game is a little bit more slower paced and a lot more I guess, kind of less visually kind of destructive. I don't really know how to put it. It's not the same sort of experience. It's not the same sort of dodging and things like that. And so it requires a different mindset, and it's a completely different style game. And so basically, it's obvious that you kind of don't know what's going on. Also, are they spawning enemies depending on where we are on the screen? Because it seems like they're definitely making those circles around us. Yeah, they're definitely making those circles around us. That's kind of nice. So it's not like just a randomized stage. I remember in Geometry Wars, both 1 and 2, the evolved versions, would have enemies just spawning in set spots. And you could literally, like, if you weren't paying attention, you could have an enemy spawn on top of you. It seems like they kind of mitigated that issue to where they, for one, they have the visual effect, but they obviously make it a circle around you. So that's not necessarily going to happen. There are set pieces, though, to where they do spawn on the edges. Anyways, back to that graphical thing. Like, the games that look pretty, sure, those are good. But at the same time, it's those games that kind of, like, polish it up and make it look new. And that's what really pushes people over. Let's go ahead and get 20 stars. I want to get 20 stars. I probably won't get 20 stars before I end this video, but let's go ahead and continue. Yep, this mode. Keep going. I wanted the names not to load, but that's fine. Okay, so now we're getting some weird-ass shapes. This looks a little bit strange. Ooh, that's messing with my eyes a little bit. This game does obviously go to the extra mile to make it visually interesting, which I like. Like I was saying, you know, those were the games that made my mom think, like, oh my god, this is where graphics are going. Like, I remember Burnout... well, it wasn't Paradise. Burnout Revenge. There we go. I think it was Revenge, the one on 360. God, it's been so long since I've revisited that game. But that game, she ended up seeing that and like just seeing how the cars would smash into each other and stuff like that. And that was the type of stuff that made them really, really cool. It wasn't like, oh my god, this game has more polygons and this game has higher textures. It was the stuff you can activate R to, oh, smart bomb. I died anyways. I mean, it paused me. I thought it like was going to give me a tutorial on how not to die when I run into things and just call me an idiot, but it didn't do that. I'm sure people in the comments could do that for it. But anyways, yeah, it was like not the games with the high quality textures, the realistic looking lighting and everything. It was the games that made things look new and polished and just did things that other new games, like older games, could not. Like back on the Sega Genesis, because that was when she actually played games. Back on the Sega Genesis, she still plays Tetris and some computer games every once in a while, but not too many. But like back in the day, also that black hole thing looks crazy when it's actually like pulling in the dimensions and stuff like that. Are we still going to be able to blow it up before it like explodes, or does it just explode? No, we end up shooting into the middle of it. One complaint we'll have about that is it's a little bit hard to read where the middle of it was. Once again, I was looking at the other side of the screen. I'm terrible at that. But yeah, like, so basically, yeah, she was like, everything that could not be done on a Sega Genesis, if she could see a game that ended up doing that, she'd be like, oh, whoa, that's freaking crazy. Like, I showed her The Witcher 3, though, not too long ago, and that was enough of a big jump to where it's like, whoa, like, that looks crazy. Like, it looks like a photograph sort of thing. It doesn't, but yeah, that's one of those things. Also, are we getting random power-ups when we end up reaching certain score limitations? Is it based on kills? Is it based on multipliers? I don't necessarily know. Oops, I walked into a vortex? Or did I run out of time? I think I ran out of time, or I ran out of lives. One of the two. Whatever, I got a star. Don't care. Moving on. Can I continue? I can continue. Cool. I kind of like not being limited to just like one map and just having like one map to kind of score attack on. I kind of like having the time limit as well, because one of the things about the first one that did kind of get boring is it was just last as long as you could. And I got to the point where I was lasting like 25 minutes per round. And so it was like 25 minutes of just sitting there shooting things nonstop. And it does kind of bore itself out. There's a lot of games that kind of do that sort of thing inside the score attack thing. It's like, just live as long as you can, and they don't really change up the mechanics a lot. Some of my favorite ones, like the Savant game, is actually really, really good, but once you end up getting good enough at it, the survival mode ends up getting really, really boring, because then you end up, I just now realized this is the name of the bottom left, god damn it. Anyways, yeah, I would end up having this situation to where once you got good enough, you'd sit there for literally, like, I think my longest run right now is 15 minutes, and so it's like 15 minutes of just sitting there doing the exact same thing over and over again. And yes, it does get tense, because you're like, oh my god, when am I going to die next? And you do kind of run out of like invulnerability frames and things like that. But at the same time, like, it's one of those things to where, yeah, it needs to kind of change itself up. So I kind of like the idea of having like more levels and then having like time limits and stuff like that on that. It's also more interesting for like the score attack purposes as well. You can kind of like optimize your strategies on each sort of map. I don't know if they're set spawns, because I know in like the first one and the second one have evolved, they had these sort of set spawn rates depending, god dang it, depending on like what stage you were on. And so basically they would have like a bunch of, I just ran straight into that one. Oh, that was depressing and pathetic. Do I have lives? I think, no, I have a smart bomb. I think that's a smart bomb. I think this is just score attack. So when we end up dying, it's kind of like Evolved 2, where basically it just kind of went through. But anyways, Evolved 1 and Evolved 2 had kind of like these set frames and spawn rates. God dang it. I'm just screwing that up constantly now. But yeah, it had these set spawn rates and everything like that. And so basically you could kind of predict based on how many points you had on what sort of enemies you're going to get and everything like that, which was kind of a weird sort of optimization strategy. And so there were certain spawn enemies that you wouldn't want to kill because it would give too many points. So you could end up optimizing like what enemies were going to spawn in the next few seconds. It didn't really last a lot. And there's what I wanted from Geometry Wars, just filling the screen with objects and then me running out of time. I am enjoying the hell out of this though. I'm really, really liking it. The dead pixel on my monitor, though, is not loving this game because it's just like sitting there and it's a black spot and it's bothering the hell out of me. Well, technically, dead pixels on this LCD are like gray. Also, oh, that is the next stage. Okay, it's just like a bigger block. I thought it was going to be like 4 blocks. Oh, that's a boss? Okay, so I was going to say we're at 15 minutes. It was going to end, but I want to see what boss is like. Sapphire. Now, the music is going to be very subjective to a lot of people. And so some people might not like that, but I think it's all right. I think it's jamming. It kind of fits the aesthetic, the sort of more electric kind of phasey stuff. The kind of title screen does have one little voice bit. Also, there was a setting to turn off voices, so you can technically turn it off. It does turn off the music voices as well. So that's a little strange. I haven't really heard any voices, but I'm not really listening to the game all that much. I'm trying to talk a lot, and so basically that's what I'm doing now. Also, it has a health bar and I think a timer. And so I think we actually have to kill this thing. So I'm going to shoot you a lot and hopefully not die. Boom. Oh, it has a health bar for each stage. Maybe we're just actually doing score attack. And so basically it has like the shield and everything like that. Obviously we'll find out. I think it's getting smaller though. Oh my God, so many bullets going into your score. Oh God, he's spinning now. Jesus Christ, I didn't want to fight a killer armadillo now. Run away. I do like this, so I like the aesthetic and everything. That I'm already kind of made it obvious that I really enjoy it. It's pretty obvious when I don't enjoy a game because I'm pretty vocal about it. I'm like, well, that sucks. Also, I think we killed it. So I think that's a time attack. And no, it has a point system up in the top right as well. So I guess you do want to kind of get score as well. I reached my target, though. So there we go. I beat Patrick. Screw you, Patrick. I haven't talked to you in years. Boost your firepower with the attack drone. Wait, new drone awarded. Oh my God, we're 16 minutes in now and we're adding in new mechanics. Game mode deadline. I haven't really figured out exactly what the game modes are, but we don't have 20 yet, but I'm curious. Is that just something that happens in the adventure? Are we able to like toggle it? Hold on, let's just go ahead and do like 2 more stages. God, I could play this all night if I wanted to. I can do global leaderboards. That's probably better. More info. Oh, game mode. Deadline. Score as many points as you can in 120 seconds. You have infinite lives in the time available. Avoid the deadly enemy shapes. Collect gems to boost. Okay, so basically it's just the standard mode with the time limit. Oh, here we go. Sweet. So, upgrade? Oh, we have a currency? What? What is this? RAM? Oh my God, I need that because I just run straight into things. Sure, let's go ahead and do this. Increase our attack power. Sure, why not? It is uphill. I just now realized the shapes that we're playing on are actually displayed on the main sort of level selection and everything like that. So basically, I wasn't paying attention to that, so we know what shape we're getting. Also, we're getting some more complicated shapes now. What's it going to do when I get to the end? Oh, it does this sort of thing. Okay, cool. I can actually see, like, you can see all of them are 3D and stuff like that, so I can actually shoot down the whole portal thing, although you do have to go and, like, pick up the points and stuff like that, though. I do like the little nodes, though. Those are kind of nice, so it's a nice little kind of, like, score attack spot to where it's like, I need to go there to get all these points and stuff like that. Although I will mention that the sort of multipliers are a little harder to get because of the shapes and everything like that. And I just now realized we had that little tiny drone thing following us. I thought it was an enemy for the longest time, and I was trying to avoid it so hard. I can see why this game would annoy some people with the visuals, though. Like, this visuals would probably get on your nerves pretty dang quick if you're not used to this sort of thing. It is very... I use the word hypnotic, but I don't think that's the right word for it. It's just noisy is the right, probably, word to use. It's just a lot of noise. Also, that's an arrow. Do we need to go this way? Go this way! I don't know why. Oh, God, worms! I don't like worms and pills. Pills and worms, my least favorite things. Actually, there's things I hate worse than that, but that's fine. I saw a spider in my bathroom the other day. Well, actually, earlier today. It's the same day. Yeah, that was terrifying. I saw it. It crawled out from a towel. I didn't have anything to smash it with, and I wasn't brave enough to smash it with my own hands, because I've sort of come over my arachnophobia, but I'm almost, like, arachnophobic still. Like, I used to be absolutely terrified. Like, if I saw one, I would literally, like, lock up for a few seconds, and then I'd have to, like, move on with my day, and so that was weird. But when I stayed with my father in California, they had spiders all over the place, and so basically they just didn't touch me, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm cool with you. One of them got close to me, and I smashed the living hell out of it with my bare fist, because I was terrified. But yeah, I'm not that terrified of spiders anymore, so that's one positive thing about living out in the country in California. That's, you see a lot of spiders. Not a fan. Not a fan. I called one What did I call it? I don't even remember what I named one, but there was one that would just chill above my computer where I set it up, because I brought my computer down there. And so it just kind of like sat up there and ate all the flies that were bothering the hell out of me, because that place had flies like crazy. I really didn't like staying there for like the place it was, but hanging out with my dad was cool. Anyways, let's go ahead and go. Patrick beat me on that one. Dang you, Patrick. I'll come back and be better. New super award of mine provides some players protection by covering the grid in small explosives. Cool. I kind of like the idea that we're getting more and more modes. Just kind of cool. Is the red like a different mode, or did I miss something? More info. I think the red is just showing that it's like different stages. It's probably going to change color and everything like that. There doesn't seem to be a lot of them, but I'm wondering if there's like a second like set. There might be like a second set of levels, because this is level, well, that's 50 levels. That's quite a bit, actually. It just doesn't look like a lot because it's not a very big map. Anyways, let's go ahead and close this off with a good classic mode. Actually, what's hardcore? Let's go back. Oh, there was a lot of options there. Let's go ahead and go to, what's hardcore? Oh, we need 40. Man, I'm going to play this all night. All right, let's see. Score as many points as you can. Oh, so we can actually do like just basically the modes. Oh, waves was fun. There's the pacifist mode. Evolved classic. You know what? Let's just do evolved, because all these modes were ones that were in actually retro evolved. Should we do retro? No, let's just do evolved. But all these modes were available in Geometry Wars 2. So it seems like they've included everything from the old ones and then just added on top of it, which I am perfectly fine with. I really like that idea, because it's kind of annoying when a game kind of changes things up. That was what was wrong with Geometry Wars 2, in my opinion, is the fact that it kind of like changed too much and removed a lot of what I liked about the original one. And this one seems like it's adding in everything back, and I really like the aesthetic and everything like that. Music, once again, is going to be subjective. I like some of it, and I've been sort of listening to it now that I mentioned it, and yeah, it's pretty all right. It's fitting, but yeah. I know, I like this one so far, but this is basically the normal mode and stuff like that. Ooh, dang it, I ran straight into that one. I need to pay more attention. But yeah, so this is like, you know, this you have lives, and so basically you just blow up and you have 3 smart bombs, but you can earn them through points, stuff like that, because this is the evolved mode set, which actually gives you a bunch of different stuff based on the points, so we can actually increase our shooting speed and stuff like that. Also, these green ones are annoying. But yeah, this is the mode. God, this is so nostalgic, but it looks prettier, and so it's like screwing with my brain right now. Just, yeah, I don't know. Some people might not like this aesthetic more because it does do more of the whole camera thing. It's like, hey, we're 3D, by the way, guys, which is fine. Also, they brought in the shields. Whoops. The shields were added in the second one. So basically, that wasn't actually in the normal one, but you get bonus points for ricochet, or at least you did in the second one. I don't know if it actually does here. It doesn't actually say a score multiplier, but it seems like, yeah, we definitely get more points for a ricochet. That's cool. Yeah, that's one of the mechanics I actually liked. I didn't like that you could run into the tips of them and end up blowing up, though, and they would spawn on top of you, which was really, really annoying. I don't know if this game does it yet, but yeah. Anyways, I think I'm going to end this here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this one. I enjoy this one. It's probably already been on the channel. Like I said near the beginning or whatever, it's like if I end up liking this one, I would end up putting it in the other videos, and I record these ahead of time and don't actually know when they're going to release, because I kind of release them between reviews and design view and everything else. But yeah, anyways, if you guys are liking my content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe like I said, and make sure to give me your thoughts on this side of the game as well. What do you think of the Geometry Wars games? You guys ever end up checking them out? Because if you don't like Geometry Wars, I think you're kind of crazy, because it's a great little score attack game. I'm fumbling my words now. I've been going for too long. It's 20 minutes. Oh my god. I don't know how I can do a review that lasts like 40 minutes and talk perfectly fine. But then when I do one of these videos, it's like I reach that kind of 20-minute point and then my voice just starts fading. It's very, very strange and bizarre. Maybe it's because I know what I'm going to say in a review. Whoops. I ran into the tip of that one. And so basically I'm able to keep talking. But yeah, give me your thoughts on Geometry Wars. And if there's any other types of games you want me to check out, make sure to link them in the comments. And other score attack games. I ended up wanting to grab this one because basically I haven't played a score attack game in a while, like a new one anyways. And so I was like, you know what, I want a new score attack experience. And I've tried a few little indie ones. There's a few videos I recorded that I'm never going to release because they were just, God, they were so awful. But like this one, yeah, I'm digging this one. I like it. And some people were saying, I did look up some of the sort of stuff. I looked at the store page and some people were like, oh, well, it's just Geometry Wars 2, except it has like an annoying camera. And I'm like, sounds good to me. Like, that's 3D. I don't agree with a lot of people. Oh, I've run out of lives, I think. Yep. Yeah, well, that was that. But yeah, I don't agree with people in some camera aspects and stuff like that. And so, you know, there's a lot of visual things that a lot of people just don't end up seeing. But yeah, I also liked Waves a lot too. I kind of thought Waves was a really cool mode. But yeah, I don't know. I like this one so far. I'm going to obviously end up checking it out even more. There will be a review of it eventually. I'm definitely going to have it in the background of like topic videos and stuff like that, because that's one of the reasons why I like score attack videos, especially for YouTube at least, is because, whoops. That was dumb. I didn't survive very long. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like score attack games for YouTube though, is because I'm able to kind of like throw them in the background and everything like that. So that's just a thing I'm able to do. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to blow up shapes and listen to techno. Beep, beep.